Further part what we are going to study here is anomalous behavior of water. The word anomalous means no abnormal, no abnormal behavior of water. What happens when we heat a liquid? It expands, no? Anything, whenever whatever we heat, it expands, and then if we cool down the thing, it contracts. That means the molecules go far away when heat is received, and when heat is taken out from the substance, the molecule contracts, or either they come close to each other. But here in water, what happens when we heat water from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius? What happens here? The water, instead of no expanding, it contracts. So from 0 degree, if water is 0 degree Celsius and if you heat the water and it comes to 4 degree Celsius, at 4 degree Celsius the water contracts. That means the molecules of water comes close to each other, and here the volume of water will become minimum, no? And as volume of water becomes minimum, that means water will shrink, no, that part of that, no, molecules will come close to each other and its density will become heavy. Therefore, as volume becomes minimum, that means the molecules come close to each other, as well as what happens when molecules come close to each other, the substance becomes more dense. Same way, the water also will become more dense. Its density will be maximum. So, when maximum density, here as you go on heating this water further, after 4 degree, that means 5 degree Celsius, 6 degree Celsius, it goes on increasing. Here after that water expands and volume increases. That means from 0 degree Celsius to 4 degree Celsius, water property is it contracts, as well as its density increases and it becomes more heavy. We will call it as it becomes more heavy. That means at 4 degrees Celsius the density of water is maximum. That means the water is more dense at what temperature? 4 degree Celsius. And further, as you go on increasing the temperature or giving the heat to water, here again water will expand and volume will increase. Okay, it will behave like other substance after 4 degrees Celsius. But from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, it will not behave like other substance. It will behave abnormal. And that behavior, that abnormal behavior, we call it as anomalous behavior of water. Okay, so what is anomalous behavior of water? From 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, water starts to, it starts increasing its density and decreasing its volume. So its volume is minimum at 4 degrees Celsius and density is maximum at 4 degree Celsius. So this property of water, we call it as anomalous behavior of water. Okay. The next, to understand this anomalous behavior of water, we will study a scientist named as Hope. No, he has given here, he has given one, made one equipment, that is a device you could see here, a long cylinder he has taken here, and a trough is taken, no, a trough which can fit into the cylinder, and in that trough he has inserted the freezing mixture. Freezing mixture means it is ice as well as salt. Why salt is put here? So that ice could lower down its freezing, no, its melting point, and it could break contact with the atmosphere so that it will not melt easily. It will remain in that temperature because of the salt. So here see the arrangement, and to that cylinder having two holes in it, so you could insert two thermometers inside. No, so we have given here thermometer T1 and named it as thermometer T2, where A and B it is shown. See T1 and T2. D is the trough, and in that trough freezing mixture is being put. That freezing mixture is ice and salt. C is the cylinder or the gas cylinder, you can call it as elongated cylinder. Now what we have to do, we have to fill water in this straw. We'll fill water in this straw. You could see the level of the water. See, this is the level of the water here. Okay. Now what will happen, as ice is there, then this part of the cylinder, this part of the water in the trough, no, this part of the water will start lowering down its temperature. No, the whole water is having the same temperature, room temperature. You will find T1. As you go on reading the temperature after 30 seconds, you will find T1. In thermometer T1, the temperature is lower down, temperature is getting decreased, and at T2, temperature is not moving at all. There is no decrease or increase in the temperature, but you will find T1 is showing the decrease in the temperature. Now what happens here, at this level the temperature is being reduced down. As soon as the temperature comes 4 degrees Celsius, here at this level wherever I have put the red color box, as soon as the temperature reaches 4 degrees Celsius, what will happen? The density of water will become maximum. That means it will become more dense, heavy. And because of heaviness, the water will take the place at the bottom. That means this level of water will come here at the bottom, and bottom level water will reach at the top. Okay. As it reaches at the top, what will happen? This temperature from here, from this level to no, here the temperature of water will remain 4 degrees Celsius. Okay. And then you will find there is a change in T2. There is a change in the thermometer temperature of T2. You will find the temperature is decreasing now. Okay. As the temperature of this T2 part, no, this whole part becomes 4 degrees Celsius, then you will find again there is a decrease in the temperature, and the whole water will become at a, will take the temperature of the ice, or either take the heat of the ice. Okay, so what has happened here, what this whole apparatus is teaching you, that means at this level wherever the ice is, this ice is helping to reduce down, to absorb the heat from the water. As heat is absorbed from the water, that water in the cylinder will become 4 degrees Celsius. As it becomes 4 degrees Celsius, water will become heavy. That means it will become more dense. And because of its density, maximum density, this level water will move at the bottom of the cylinder. Okay. And slowly the whole portion here, wherever the ice is being touched, here the overall all this water in the trough will become 4 degrees Celsius. Further, as this thing happens, further you will find after 4 degrees Celsius, in the thermometer T1, you will find there is a decrease in temperature in T2. This tells you the anomalous behavior of water, that is from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. From 0 degrees Celsius it is from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, water contracts, its density increases and volume decreases. Okay. Then as you go on heating from 4 degree to 5, 6, 7, then it will behave as usual substance. Okay. We are going to study the anomalous behavior of water with the help of this graph. This graph is there in your textbook. No, you hope you have understood this Hooke's apparatus, isn't it? Now, what is that? The volume of water is taken on y-axis. You could see 1000 degree. That is 1 kg of water. And then on x-axis, it is plotted the temperature, that is in degrees Celsius. Okay, now you could see as at 0 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius, the volume of water is high, and as you come down, as you increase the temperature, you see the graph, the line is coming down, you will get a slanting curve. No, this is a curve graph, isn't it? It comes down. That means at 1 degree Celsius, the volume of water still decreases. 2 degrees Celsius, it still decreases. 3 degrees Celsius, still it decreases. And 4 degrees Celsius, the volume of water is very, very low. That means here the density is very, very high and volume is low. Okay. So, but after 4 degrees Celsius, as you go on giving heat to this water, you will find again the volume goes on increasing and density goes on decreasing. Okay, so at 4 degrees Celsius, the water is having less volume and more density. When it is more dense, the volume becomes very less, no, very small, minimum volume, because molecules are tightly packed with each other. Okay, so at 4 degrees Celsius, volume is less and density is more. 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, volume goes on decreasing and volume is minimum at 4 degrees Celsius. Please understand this. Okay. The anomalous expansion of water, how it is being used. This property of water is being used for the life which is there in the very, very cold region. No, understand, at 4 degrees Celsius, when we say that the outer temperature, the temperature of the atmosphere is below 0 degrees Celsius. Suppose the temperature of the atmosphere is minus 4 degrees Celsius or minus 1 degree Celsius. That time you will find the ocean water, the surface of the ocean water is covered with ice. Here the picture shows here, no, the surface water is covered with ice, but you will find inside the plants or those organisms, living organisms are there, they are still alive even though in that temperature. Now how they are alive? Because at below the temperature of the water is 4 degrees Celsius and above the temperature is 0 degree or either minus 1 degree Celsius. Now, how the temperature remained 4 degrees Celsius here? No, when the temperature, outside temperature was about to fall down. Suppose the temperature, suppose here outside temperature before was 10 degree, was 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, before, and then it started becoming very cool. Atmosphere started becoming cool and it fall down at 4 degrees Celsius. It came down, the temperature came down at 4 degrees Celsius. Further, what happened, the water also took the same temperature, 4 degrees Celsius, so it became more heavy and settled down. Water 4 degrees Celsius came down of that ocean, and above the water you could see it has become 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. Okay, and 0 degree Celsius. At 0 degree Celsius and minus 1 degree Celsius, the upper part of the water is snow. No, it has turned into ice, but below it is 4 degrees Celsius because it is heavy. The water is become more dense, has become more dense, and it went down. Because of the heaviness, it went down. So here the life could survive there at 4 degree Celsius. So this is the property of anomalous behavior of water, where life could survive even though the temperature is low outside because of the density of water here is at 4 degrees Celsius is more, and water came down, and as it came down further, the water which was exposed to the surface, that water only became ice. Other water is still at 4 degree Celsius. Okay, and ice, you know, it is a bad conductor of heat. so it do not allow any of the heat substance to transfer from the inner water to outside. Okay, so it breaks the contact of atmosphere. Ice has broken the contact of atmosphere with that ocean water to the outside.